Howdy, Immortallium here, and this is my manga tag video. I got tagged by Archangel Manga. The original tagging began with Pastel Sakura, and basically I just got to answer a couple of questions and then nominate some people to continue on the tagging, I think. So let's just get down to the questions. So, first question, what was my first manga? I remember my very first manga. One second. The very first manga I ever bought was these two. Basically, I remember I was going to a film festival. It was to see some anime films. It was up in Dublin, and I needed something to read going up. And you know, I was getting into anime, of course, since I was going to see an anime festival thing. And I just, you know, I'd seen Naruto, I'd seen Soul Eater, and I wanted to collect some. So, you know, these were the very first two I ever bought. Second question. What was your most expensive manga? Nothing exciting here. I believe the most expensive I ever paid for was this one here, High School of the Dead Omnibus. I got this for cheaper than usual, I think, for this edition. I think I got it for about maybe €23. It's nothing particularly special. I'm a bit of a stinger when it comes to, you know, buying manga. I mean, I don't really want to spend too much. But yeah, it's High School of the Dead, nothing exciting there. What was your least expensive manga? Now, this is an interesting story. My least expensive manga that I ever bought was this lot, actually. That would be the 23rd volume of Bleach and the complete Mobile Suit Gundam The Last Outpost manga by Tokyopop. I got these used at a bookstore called Vibes and Scribes, and each one was about $4.99. I think I had some kind of discount, so that brought it down to $14.99. But it was only afterwards I gave him a 20, and he gave me my change, and I took a look to see what you know, what I had gotten back afterwards. You know, like by the time I got home, turned out he had actually given me back €19.50. So essentially, I got all four of these volumes for 50 cents, basically 12.5 cents per volume. So I've always felt a little guilty about that, but you know, that was his fault, not mine. So that's my least expensive manga I ever bought. What is the most boring manga you own? Well, this is no contest. The most boring manga I have ever read that I own would have to be these two. Sorry if any of you are fans. I know this is a Clamp series, so in all likelihood it has some kind of fan base. But I was so bored out of my mind reading this. Basically, I think the plot of this... Well, actually, no, I'll read the blurb. In a crisis, a team of justice appears from nowhere. People call them Ducleon, the Clamp school defenders. To defend our peaceful life, they carry on struggling rain or shine. The enemy, a secret society of evil, is out to conquer the earth. Go and fight our Ducleon, save our earth. It was so boring. It was every kind of cliche to do with, you know, defending the school that's imaginable. It felt like a kid's manga. It was unfunny. The only thing that was any good about it, I think, was the artwork, which actually kind of looks nice. I mean, it's that old kind of look. So I liked the artwork, I will say that, but the story, the characterization, the humor, everything, it was so weak. I was bored out of my mind. Usually, I read a manga in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. That's for one standard tankobon volume. I read each of those in 20 minutes simply because I needed to read them because I spent money on them, and I was just rushing as fast as I could to get over with. So that's the most boring I ever read. What is my favorite manga? I have several favorite manga, but the one that I will advertise is this one right here. This is a series I've never heard anyone besides myself discuss. It's called With the Light, Raising an Autistic Child, and it is it's a josei. It's aimed at older women, and it's about a mother called Sachiko, and she has a baby called Hikaru, and it turns out that Hikaru is autistic, and it's all about, you know, her trying to figure out how to raise him and everything. It's a beautiful story, very well told. I've just recently gotten the entire series. I have yet to actually finish reading all of this, just because I've been reading so much, you know, other manga recently. But I'm so looking forward to finishing off this series. This is amazing. The only problem is that the author died before she could complete this series, so it's an unfinished work. But that would definitely be one of my favorites, definitely. What is the most relatable manga you own? Well, I was taking a look around my manga collection. It's actually quite hard to actually relate to any of them. As Archangel put it, manga is a form of escapism for me, so I don't usually try to relate to manga. The closest I can think of might be Bakuman, just because, you know, I felt really strong with the characters, you know, pursuit of dreams, realistic setting, etc., etc. But that's it's probably not the best answer, but it's an honest one. What is one manga you own based off anime? Well, it's kind of a remake of the anime it's based off of, but I'll just show it anyway. That would be Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin. It's a reinterpretation of the very first Gundam series. I've gotten several other volumes of it, but this is the only one I've read so far. I loved it. Again, everything's on, you know, like I'm catching up on other series. I don't have that much time these days due to college, due to my other hobbies, etc., etc. Yeah, this would be an example of a work that I have it's a reinterpretation. But then again, any manga based off an anime is going to be a reinterpretation of some sorts. I've read several of them where the stories can be quite different. What is your rarest manga? Whew. Well, I'm not entirely sure what is my rarest. I mean, I could, if I, you know, worked hard, I could probably, you know, find out prices. But I think it's a kind of a throwdown between either Swallowing the Earth by Osamu Tezuka or the last 2 volumes of 7 Billion Needles. I'm not sure. I think maybe 7 Billion Needles might be rarer, but I'm not entirely sure. I know this is pretty damn rare. Swallowing the Earth. Even on its second printing from Kickstarter, it's still almost impossible to find online. So, I don't know. One of those. I don't know which one. One of your reprinted manga. One of my manga that's been reprinted. Let's take a look. Perfect example. Chobits. I have both omnibuses. This omnibus edition is published by Dark Horse, but I know that originally Chobits was published by Tokyopop. I think the Tokyopop translation wasn't particularly well received. For example, there's a little Persocom called Sumomo, and Sumomo in Japanese means peach, or no, not peach, plum. So they literally translate her name. So every time someone, you know, talks to her, they're calling her Plum. So, and they do that for several other characters, but hers is the most famous. So, this is I think this is a great series. The most popular I own, huh? Well, I know which one that is. I was kind of surprised when Archangel tackled this question that he didn't leap on it right away. This is, I think, his favorite manga series ever. He put it in Dragon Ball Z, but I think Dragon Ball might be more popular internationally, but this is the most popular manga ever, and that is One Piece. I think in Japan it's sold over 300 million copies. It's insane, and it's also incredibly popular in France. It's popular in America, nowhere near as maybe the other two, you know, Bleach and Naruto, but it is still popular. It's popular enough to have gotten about 70 volumes released, which is something that many manga series can't even do. So, yeah, One Piece is definitely the most popular one I own. What is the most damaged manga you own? Well, that would probably be... Probably this one. It's not a manga per se, it's a manhwa, which is a Korean manga called Jack Frost. I'm not sure how easy it is to see on the camera, but the cover it's all scratchy, and the spine's kind of bent a bit. It's might not be necessarily that clear. The front pages are also kind of they have that horrible kind of bendy feel that you get with a lot of used manga. This is pretty battered, although it's certainly nowhere near as battered as you know, some other manga that I've seen online. So I've been quite fortunate. I'm quite picky when it comes to, you know, the quality of the manga that I get. Which manga has the most amazing art? Well, I'm not going to go with a simple one manga. I'm going to go with a mangaka. And that would be Takeshi Obata, who I have 3 series drawn by him. That would be Bakuman, Ralgrad, and Death Note. I just love his artwork. I know some people say he's a bit of a cliche to pick when it comes to artwork. I haven't seen some other series, that people have told me has amazing artwork, like the works of Takahiko Inoue. But from what I've seen, like Ralgrad wasn't even that great a series. I mean, like I enjoyed the story, but mainly what sold it for me was the artwork. The artwork, even in a work as this, is just pure gorgeous. I just love that sense of style that he has. So I would say that not a singular manga. I would say just Takeshi Obata is just, best artist I've seen in manga. I'll probably see some better artists in the future. In fact, I have no doubt of that. But for a moment, he is the best. Oldest published manga you own. Archangel had a bit of confusion with this one, and so do I. I'm just going to go with the original Japanese publication date. So that'll be Twin Nights by Osamu Tezuka. This manga, which was published in English, I think was it 2013? Yeah. But in Japan, it was published from 1958 to 1959, which makes it the oldest. If you're wondering, it's a sequel to Princess Knight. I have Princess Knight, so you might be wondering, why don't you say Princess Knight? No, the reason is Princess Knight's a remake of the original Princess Knight. I think the version I have was made in the 60s. So, Twin Knight is actually the oldest manga I own. Newest published manga you own. Whew. Newest published... let me just give me a moment to think about that. The newest manga that I got is Atsushi Okuba's Soul Eater Not. This was published in 2011. I don't think I have anything past that. I might possibly be wrong on that. And if I am wrong, I apologize. I have not read this yet. I'm going to read the Soul Eaters I have first, and then I'm going to read Soul Eater Not. And finally, a recent manga I purchased. Well, I know exactly which one to go for. I only uploaded a manga haul. It would be yesterday by the time you see this, and that is Hunter x Hunter. Now, I got some other manga with this, but I just want to point this out in particular because I think this might have been the last one I spotted at the store. Hunter x Hunter I finished, finally. I've read volume 32. It is a game changer. It feels to me like it's the end of a first part, and that the next part of Hunter x Hunter is going to be far more epic than we've ever seen of Hunter x Hunter. So I'm just really excited to see what will happen next, and I don't really mind that it'll probably be maybe a year or 2 years or something before we see any more Hunter x Hunter. I'm just so thankful to Yoshihiro Togashi just for creating this amazing world with amazing characters and everything. So volume 32 of Hunter x Hunter. I got some other manga. I got Toriko, I got some Naruto's, I got Pluto, but this was the one I wanted to highlight. So that's everything. I hope that you enjoyed the video. The 3 people I'll nominate will be MP14 Anime, Walking 00 Dead, and Kaka89897979. I'll actually maybe send this video as a message to them just to make sure they get it. If they've already been nominated, then they can just ignore my nomination, but hopefully they haven't. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.